Criminology Board Exam Reviewer. Fire Technology and Investigation. Definition of terms. Part 2. EMBER. It is a hot piece or lump that remains after a material has partially burned and is still oxidizing without the manifestation of flames. Finishes. They are materials used as final coating of a surface for ornamental or protective purposes. Fire. It is the active principle of burning characterized by the heat and light of combustion. Fire trap. It is a building unsafe in case of fire because it will burn easily or because it lacks adequate exits or fire escapes. Fire alarm. It is any visual or audible signal produced by a device or system to warn the occupants of the building or the fighting element of the presence or danger of fire to enable them to undertake immediate action to save life and property and to suppress the fire. Fire door. It is a fire-restrictive door prescribed for openings in fire separation walls or partitions. Fire hazard. It is any condition or act which increases or may cause an increase in the probability of the occurrence of fire or which may obstruct, delay, hinder or interfere with firefighting operations and the safeguarding of life and property. Fire lane. It is the portion of a roadway or public way that should be kept open and unobstructed at all times for the expedient operations of firefighting units. Fire protective and fire safety device. It is any device intended for the protection of buildings or persons to include but not limited to built-in protection systems such as sprinklers and other automatic extinguishing system, detectors for heat, smoke and combustion products and other warning system components, personal protective equipment such as fire blankets, helmets, fire suits, globes and other garments that may be put on or worn by persons to protect themselves during fire. Fire safety constructions. It refers to design and installations of walls, barriers, doors, windows, vents, means of egress etc. integral to and incorporated into a building or structure in order to minimize danger to life, from smoke, fire, fumes or panic before the building is evacuated. Flash point. It is the minimum temperature at which any material gives off vapor in sufficient concentration to form an ignitable mixture with air. Forcing. It is a process where a piece of metal is heated prior to changing its shape or dimensions. Fulminate. It is a kind of stable explosive compound which explodes by percussion. Hazardous operation, process. It is any act of manufacturing, fabrication, conversion etc., or produces materials which are likely to cause fires or explosions. Horizontal exit. It is passageway from one building to another or through or around a wall in approximately the same floor level. Hose box. It is a box or cabinet where fire hoses, valves and other equipment are stored and arranged for firefighting. Hose reel. It is a cylindrical device turning on an axis around which a fire hose is connected. Hypergolic fuel. It is a rocket or liquid propellant which consists of combinations of fuels and oxidizers which ignite simultaneously on contact with each other. Industrial baking and drying. It is the industrial process of subjecting materials to heat for the purpose of removing solvents or moisture from the same or to fuse certain chemical salts to form a uniform glazing the surface of materials being treated. Jumper. It is a piece of metal or an electrical conductor used to bypass a safety device in an electrical system. Occupancy. It is the purpose for which a building or portion thereof is used or intended to be used. Occupant. Any person actually occupying and using a building or portions thereof by virtue of a lease contract with the owner or administrator or by permission or sufferance of the latter. Organic peroxide. It is a strong oxidizing organic compound which releases oxygen readily. It causes fire when in contact with combustible materials, especially under conditions of high temperature. Overloading. It is the use of one or more electrical appliances or devices which draw or consume electrical current beyond the designed capacity of the existing electrical system. Owner. It is the person who holds the legal right of possession or title to a building or real property. Oxidizing material. It is a material that readily yields oxygen in quantities sufficient to stimulate or support combustion. Pressurized or forced draft burning equipment. It is a type of burner where the fuel is subjected to pressure prior to discharge into the combustion chamber and/or which includes fans or other provisions for the introduction of air above normal atmosphere pressure into the same combustion chamber. Public assembly building. Any building or structure where 50 or more people congregate, gather or assemble for any purpose. Public way. Any street, alley or other strip of land unobstructed from the ground to the sky, dedicated for public use. Pyrophoric. Descriptive of any substance that ignites spontaneously when exposed to air. Refining. It is a process where impurities or deleterious materials are removed from a mixture in order to produce a pure element of compound. It shall also refer to partial distillation and electrolysis. Self-closing doors. Automatic closing doors that are designed to confine smoke and heat and delay the spread of fire. Smelting. It is the melting or fusing of metallic ores or compounds so as to separate impurities from pure metals. Sprinkler system. It is an integrated network of hydraulically designed piping installed in a building, structure or area with outlets arranged in a systematic pattern which automatically discharges water when activated by heat or combustion products from a fire. Standpipe system. It is a system of vertical pipes in a building to which fire hoses can be attached on each floor, including a system by which water is made available to the outlet as needed. Vestibule. It is a passage hall or antechamber between the outer doors and the interior parts of a house or building. Vertical shaft. It is an enclosed vertical space of passage that extends from floor to floor as well as from the base to the top of the building.